So I don't know. I just want to share this little thing about Catfish and pretty much why I don't think it's really a good show and why I stopped watching it. Um, I think this is what its eighth season, and honestly, tell you the truth, for me, I just stopped watching it because I felt like the episodes started to just become a run-on sentence. You know, there's a couple of things I don't really like about Catfish. Um, I don't know. It just seems like it's the same like every time. It's this desperate person that just can't move on from this one person that they just have to be with, that just has to make their fucking life complete, and they can't bother to date anyone else, or they're dating someone, but like there was one episode, and I swear there's only been a very few amount of episodes that have actually bothered me to my core. But this one episode where this guy was infatuated with this girl. He had a girlfriend at the time. And I guess I can't remember his name. But when the guy asked, he was like, "Why are you letting him, meet this girl?" And she was like, just to get closure and stuff like that. If I'm really the one, I'm really the one. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So you have a girlfriend, and yet you still want to meet this girl that you've been crushing on for years. How the fuck does that actually make any sense? And the thing is, I can't just sit there and blame the guy for this, because there was another episode where this guy pretty much let this girl, um, try to find this guy that she was in love with for this year. So I don't even understand that part. I found both of those episodes stupid. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this first one. So I don't know if the dude was even actually had a job at this point. And he was living with his girlfriend. So I don't even understand the plan. Like, if the girl turned out to be who he thought it was, what was gonna happen? You were just gonna just leave her, and or if it didn't work out, I guess you could just go. Like, I did not understand that. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't do fucking. I'm not a constellation prize. Okay, so I don't understand how in her mind she felt that this was something that was okay. But and the thing that I mean that kind of blew me a little bit was the fact that she wasn't who she looked like in her picture, but she was hot. Okay, she was hot. To me, she actually looked better than her profile picture. And he was like, "Oh, I don't understand why you lied to me, this, that, and the third." And I was like, "Bro, she's still hot. I don't understand what the issue is." I mean, this whole thing is a fucking issue, but this at this point in matter right now, I don't understand what the issue is. But and it pretty much didn't work out. He comes back to his girlfriend, and she's all like, "Oh, I don't know if we can still be together, this, that, and the third." And I don't understand. Like, the thing to me that is so fucking dumb about this show is that these people that meet these other people online, if they start dodging questions, they don't want to meet up and things of that nature. I don't understand why don't you just let them go? I don't understand how you get so I don't understand how you get so desperate to the point where you just need to have them no matter what. I don't get it. So to me, that's just fucking just dumb in general. They're dodging around. They go back and forth. They ghost you for a little bit. Then they come back. They start asking you for money. There's been times in this show that has truly, truly just pissed me the fuck off. People have sent money. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. There's one episode of Catfish. I think this is like the early season. This just really, like, fucking shook me to my core. To the point where I was just like, yo, some people are just really fucking, I don't want to sit there and say evil, but they are really just terrible, just indecent fucking human beings. I just, so there's one girl. She had a crush on this other girl. She was talking to her for a little bit and everything, this, that, and the third. This girl was practically couch surfing. She was pretty much homeless. She would go to friend's house and things of that nature. Yet she was sending this woman money for her phone bill. Went out and bought her a new phone. The woman who is couch surfing on other people's places was somehow able to give this woman, a total fucking stranger, money and actually bought her a new cell phone. Now I know if this person was staying at my place, and I mean, granted, she might have been able to, like, you know, give them money or whatever. My whole thing, like, I've just been like, anyway. So she's giving her all this money and talking about how she loves her, this, that, and the third. She meets her in person. This woman is so fucking nasty to her. So nasty to her. Just rude, straight up fucking just mean to her. And practically said that I was just using you. That it meant nothing to me. I was just like, how on earth can you be so mean, cruel, and callous to someone? I didn't get it. To this day, it actually still pisses me off. And then, you know, you go into the next part of it, and she said, oh, well, you know, I didn't mean it, this, that, and the third, but I'm not really a lesbian, and blah, 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 this, all this other stuff. And I didn't understand why she was so desperate. And this is a lot of them, you know, a lot of these episodes. And then some of the episodes wasn't even about a love story. You know, there was a couple episodes. There was one episode where I think she was talking to somebody who contacted, like, her dead mother, and there was another one where she was trying to track down this guy who was pretty much just using her for money. And this wasn't even a love story. This was just more of like just trying to confront him and find out why he was doing what he was doing. Sorry about that. Yeah, just trying to find out why he was doing what he was doing. So some of these episodes isn't even about a love story, especially in some of the mid to later ones, wasn't even about that. And so sometimes I'm just like, I don't even understand, like, and that part, that episode kind of pissed me off a little bit for just a couple of different reasons. There was two of them like that. So they finally meet this guy, and he gives all these sorts of bullshit BS explanations. Neve gets so angry and so annoyed with this guy that he takes his cell phone and tosses it into the water. And I was just like, what the like, what was that for? I don't understand. Was that like a ratings grab? Like, I don't get what that was about. And then there was another one where this woman, like, it was between like this woman and like her cousin. Pretty much what had happened was that it was her cousin that set her up, you know, to get catfish. It was the cousin that was actually catfishing her. And when they asked her why she did it, she said that she did it because you said that I look like a fat ass Kelly Price. I can't even make this shit up. That's literally what she said. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And then she begins to start berating Neve and this, telling them this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Neve gets like upset. He says some stuff. He leaves. And then the producer of the show, this is the part where it kind of got me pissed off, was like, oh, you're ruining your own show, and, we're there to sit there and find out the story, and blah, 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 blah. Like, pretty much berating him for him being human and him actually having a negative reaction towards what she was saying. And I don't. Honestly, tell you this show is just rinse and repeat. And it's been like that for 7 seasons, and I think I stopped watching it. I think I started watching it around season 5, close to season 5. And just the people, and the sad thing is that it's not just the people who are catfishing, but sometimes it's the people who call and ask for Neve and Max's help. That turns out that sometimes usually turn out to be scumbags. Like, just real terrible fucking scumbags. This goes back into one of the episodes where this woman contacted the show to try to find, this girl that she liked. Turns out, she knew exactly who she was. They knew exactly they knew who each other was. And the whole point of it was so that way they can get a free trip to go out there and see them, to see each other. And towards the end of it, I don't understand why they didn't get more angrier. But they was like, you know what? Listen, we did all this work. Let's just finally have those two meet up and whatever. And I'm like, y'all wasted everyone's fucking time and resources where there could have been other people that they could have been helping, but they decided to help you two. You pretty much scammed them into getting a fucking free plane ticket. And there's lots of other little episodes like that. And I don't know. It just... Sometimes when I see stuff like that, it just reminds you just how fucking much people can be scumbags. And I don't know. I don't like watching stuff like that to watch because it gives you this very bad and negative view on a world with people and just how... I don't want to sit there and say you should just... I don't want to sit there and be like, I just want to be naive and stupid and just believe that everyone's going to tell the truth and stuff like that. But when you start being so jaded, so you just thinking that every person just turns out to be a fucking scumbag and they're a liar and stuff like that, it just gives you this very negative view on the world. And it just reasons like that and just the rinse and repeat episodes, it got to a point where last time I checked, I don't even think that Max is on the show anymore. It's just Neve. Neve and whatever co-host that he can sit there and wrestle up. And I know there was a period where the show was on hiatus because of some bullshit that happened where some woman accused him of doing something that he didn't do. And later they found that it wasn't true and they put the show back on. But I personally think that he should have sued her ass off for everything that she was worth. But that is a sidebar. So yeah, I just stopped watching it. I don't really watch MTV anymore in general because it just... Well, I made another video of it, but pretty much MTV's trash. MTV's trash. The shows are trash. A lot of shit that they used to have on that's good, it just became reality trash of like similar and very same type of shows. But I don't know, Catfish to me, it just... And the sad thing is that I've thought about watching it a couple of times, like just getting back into it, just watching it on Hulu. But I can't bring myself to do it. I don't want to invite that type of negativity. Ooh, excuse me. I don't want to invite that type of negativity into my life. You know, I mean, granted, there's a lot of shows where it's like, oh, there's bad guys, good guys, and superhero stuff, but like, I feel like that show just starts off in a very negative type of way. Like, you know, somebody is lying to someone about who they are, and then this person is really desperate to try to find out who this person is, and then they spend like a half an hour in, and it gets to a point where it's like they can't even talk to the person. They actually have to have Neve talk to this person to try to beg and convince them to like meet up and stuff. And you know, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say the show is all bad. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of tools and different type of methods you can use to kind of screen out a person now to sit there and see if they're catfish in your life. You know, you go on Instagram and there's so many people that's trying to scam you. You know, it's a lot. I get to a point I just find it fun to just like um you know, report profiles and shit. But there's lots of different tools and things that you can use to try to be able to tell if somebody's catfishing you or not. So I'm not saying that show's all bad, but like for me, just in general, like I just look at it like this: if you talk to somebody online and you ask to meet up with them, and they are being very dodgy, very cagey, just stop talking to them. Just stop talking to them. You know, just be like, listen, we're either going to meet up and we're not. And that's just the end of it. You know, this whole back and forth about, oh, I don't know. And, you know, then you try to meet them, but then they change their plans and they cancel their plans and all this other stuff like that. It's just not worth it. This whole, oh, I got to call Catfish to sit there and try to see who this person is because I'm so in love with them and I'm so obsessed and all this other shit. All this shit is just unnecessary. Oh, and there's one more. And the reason why I bring this one up is because it's so, the fuckery in this episode is just so out there. So this one girl talks about how pretty much there's no one in town that she would date. You know, she can't date any person in town because apparently they're not good enough for her. She didn't say that, but that's pretty much the general gist of what she's presenting. So she meets this guy online or whatever and is having a hard time trying to get together because I guess he's a rapper or a singer or some bullshit. In the end, he actually turns out to be like who he says he is. They hang out for a little bit. Oh, there's another one I gotta talk about. They actually do want him hanging out for a little bit, and at the end, they wind up not actually pursuing a relationship. And towards the end of the episode, it says that she winds up dating somebody from her town. I'm like, so you done pretty much shitted on every person in your fucking town that they weren't good enough for you. You meet so-called Mr. Right, that fucking flops, and in the end, you still wind up with a fucking townie. So, what was the point of this fucking episode? What was the point of this episode? I don't understand. And then the other one, I feel like I can do so many fucking videos on Catfish, and I may wind up doing some more. But this one other episode where this girl, and I mean, usually, I'm not gonna lie, it's usually sometimes the girl episodes that piss me off the most. I don't know why, it just does. And usually 9 times out of 10, these girls are hot as shit. And it's not like they can't find a man, but they act like this one person is above everyone else. So this one girl, and I use that term loosely, winds up meeting this guy, and she sends him money and presents and things of that nature. And he still wind up, like, you know, dodging her and, like, not wanting to meet up and stuff like that. Towards the end of the episode, they do actually meet up. And, he, you know, because Neve was like, wait a minute. You're sitting there telling me on your birthday, he didn't actually say happy birthday, he didn't send you money, he didn't send you a gift. cars, nothing. And she confronts him about it. And he gives some sort of bullshit explanation towards the end of the episode because she's all like gaga about this guy. And it just pisses me the fuck off. And at the end of this episode, she made a big deal out of him throughout the entire episode. In the end, she's like, oh yeah, we're just friends. He's like my brother and everything like that. I was like, so I got pissed off for an hour and a half of you talking about how he's so great. He's so much above anyone else. And then she acts all nonchalant about it like it's just not a fucking big deal. And I'm like, you just wasted an hour of everyone's fucking time. And for what? So yeah, for me, I stopped watching the show. I feel like I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, I felt like it just brought a certain negativity into my life that I don't need and I don't want. I'm good. So yeah, just kind of my reasons of why I stopped watching Catfish.